just getting over the hump of creating a video on Reel. Like it's hard. I mean, and it's not just, honestly, it's not just creating the video. It's the editing that takes time too afterwards. It's not quick. It's not like a 5-minute deal. So how do you help how do you help me change that, overcome that hump, overcome that mindset of laziness, and also, I don't know how to do this. This just is too much work for me now.
Right. So my roadmap steps to success, the 5 steps include confidence, creativity, consistency, clarity, and then collabs. Really thinking like, why do you want to use this? Why do you think it's important? You know, obviously it's getting more engagement. They're fun. Okay. So we kind of go through that confidence factor and I talk about that. And then we go into the creativity side and we think, okay, like with the content, how does this work? And I like to tell people, look, just while TikTok is still relevant and it's there, right? It's there. I follow a lot of Gary V's stuff and he's like, this is the place to be. This is where people are hanging out. And if you think it's only teenagers and whatever, you're wrong, because I have a huge mom audience over there. And you could even get your algorithm set, and it's called the For You page, because it's for you. The more you watch a video, it's so smart, this technology now. It knows what to feed you next, like what to feed. And so it takes a few weeks maybe to like get your algorithm set to like your market, but that's what's going to happen. And then you're attracting people, if you have something you sell, into their world. So anyways, I teach that, and then you're going to start to see people doing these funny videos. So for example, a lot of my videos I see are these moms posting about wine and funny wine videos. They're not even in my business, nothing like that. And I take their video and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to do that one, you know, and I'll do kind of my own version of it. So seeing other people's creativity and how funny they are, you have to, in the back of your mind,
love that,
go through and scroll intentionally. You are not scrolling for fun. If you're using this for business, this is not like you will get caught in that rabbit hole. Okay. You've got to do this with intention. And so you scroll intentionally. You scroll thinking, is this a video for my business? Is this a video for my business? And even a sound, like there's a sound where people do videos and it's like, wee, you know, wee, wee. It's like so simple. And I'm like, ooh, I can do it like popping corks open, wee, you know, wee. And I haven't done it yet, but I'm like, just thought of that. Yeah. And so you see somebody jumping into the water, you know, wee, wee. And like, you're like, okay, how can I do that for my clothing line or for organizing? Or it's like, oh, all these juice boxes in a row, wee! And then you know, in the refrigerator, now it's the string cheeses, wee! You know, you can use that sound for so many different niches, and like for art, like you're a painter, wee, wee, like, so you take this one sound and you think about every post you see on Instagram, TikTok, Reel, whatever, how can I recreate that for my business? And so that takes care of your content side. And not to mention that we go into like hashtags and how to research and stuff like that. So, and then why TikTok? Like you need to just make the video on TikTok because the editing capabilities are so awesome there. And then just, even if you don't care about growing your TikTok, just do it. You never know. Like it can blow up and get 1 million views on like the silliest, stupidest video, I swear. And then you're still just going to take that video and then you repurpose it over to Instagram, add the sounds from Instagram, match it up, and then just use it there. Oh, wow. So I don't really ever create reels in reels. The difference is, and then we go over that in the confidence section, is that when people see you in a video or hear your voice, it's different than just a still photo. When you hear people speak like this or on a stage or on a podcast, it's a whole different level of authority or trust or whatever than just seeing a picture of some, you know, filtered influencer. It's different whenever you see a video.
Right. Videos, I think, are very essential for a business right now, especially. And I also think it's just a great way to communicate and get that vibe. Like whatever your vibe is, people are getting it. Whatever the energy you're putting out there, people are also receiving it in that video as well. So I think these are such great tips that you just gave.
And last thing about confidence, I will say authenticity is the big winner right now. If you think you need to, like, I got dressed up for this, you know, like you should see me. I'm in my shirt, but I'm wearing like my tennis shoes. Like, I mean, authenticity is the biggest thing. I did a video this morning or yesterday, and it was like this like gorgeous mom and she's dancing to some Fergie song. And like, I stitched it where I put her video in front, and in the end, I'm like picking up toys. My hair is a mess. And, you know, I'm essentially like that is not my vision of a mom or whatever. And like that has gotten more interaction than anything where you think you need to dress up or whatever. So I will say, just like, if you think you need to look perfect, like, no, everybody says it's not it's like the big quote about social media, your mess is your message. People see through the BS, and like, just be yourself.
Your mess is your message.
Yeah. It's something our generation isn't totally in tune with yet, but I think the younger generation, they're like all about just like, I'm going to show up looking good. I'm going to show up looking like, totally after a workout, and that's authentic. So
yeah. And if you had one big tip to leave us with, what would that be?
I think a lot of everything that we do, the reason I want to start a podcast, I want to do this online course, and I get stuck so many times. I'm writing a book called Stuck, and on just paralysis by analysis, because why do I have that paralysis? It all comes back to fear. I'm not doing it perfectly. I'm not doing it right. Like, you just have to start, done is better than perfect. Perfection is a result of fear. Paralysis is a result of fear. All these things all come back to fear and what people will think, or if I don't do it right, or if I'm not the expert. We think we can't start something or write a book on something, or there's all kinds of things we tell ourselves, and we're fearful because of what other people think, or we're not experts. And you can create that, and you can be that expert to somebody, and so you just have to start. And I think what stops us from moving forward is fear. So
absolutely. I love that. That's such a great quote. So now just jumping down to some of your fun facts. So tell us, what's your favorite book, since you're reading so many motivation and self-growth books? Do you have anything out there?
Jen Sincero, You're a Badass book series. So she has You Are a Badass, and then she has You Are a Badass at Making Money. And then she has a Badass Habits book. And so she is hilarious. She just tells it how it is. She's an amazing coach, and she just puts it, all the things, basically, I say, like that Tony Robbins, it's kind of all the same stuff when you go into mindset and limiting beliefs and getting over yourself. And that book and the money book is really great on getting over this mindset of like, you're stuck at a certain point, or you can't make more, how to, really value yourself. So that one is a big one. I love anything Brene Brown, and I love leadership books, and a lot of that How to Win Friends and Influence People. I keep going back and telling people about that, because he has a remake in the digital age, and it's just such a classic, and it still applies now to really just listening to people. If you're in sales, or if you're in any sort of like, whatever your business is, I'm always trying to improve listening more than talking. And so that book really helps you ask more questions and all that. So
awesome. Well, I'm going to have links to all of that in the show notes as well. And before I ask you how people can reach you and connect with you, I wanted to ask you, what is your anchor? What is it that when things just don't go your way, or you're just having a really hard season, what anchors you and holds you steady?
Like I said, I took that Strengths Finder test. I'm futuristic too. So it's like ideation, futuristic, I'm strategic, I'm a communication, and I'm an includer. And so knowing your strengths, and going towards those and whatever you do. So knowing that I'm futuristic, I don't dwell on what happened in the past. I just kind of pick up and then move on. You can feel those feelings, but then you just move past it. And so I think like I just keep progressing. So knowing your strengths, and you could take like the Strengths Finder Gallup test, and knowing your strengths and knowing how you deal with those kind of situations and how you play up your strengths can really help. Because for me to just say, oh, I do this may not work for everybody. Right. And so if you're competitive, you're this or that, like go and find somebody in that realm, like ask for help too. Like that's part of my book Stuck. It's like, if you're stuck, I need to listen to my own advice, right? Like I need to, what's the problem you're dealing with? Do you really want to fix this problem? Are you going to take no for an answer? And no can come from other people and come from yourself. Most of the time it's from ourselves, telling ourselves no. And then form the team. Who are the people, the experts in your field, or who's the therapist you can go see, or who's a best friend to call or parent to call, and then 5, take action. Nothing's going to happen if you don't actually do something about it. So those are like my 5 steps for getting unstuck. And so I guess that's my thing. It's when I'm stuck, I'm like, okay, I gotta push through and go through these 5 steps.
So much wisdom just at the end right now. I love it. So much wisdom.
Well, hopefully I'm stuck on writing that book, so maybe you can help me push myself through. But that keeps me going. It's saying it. Well,
I'm looking forward to seeing your book. I'm looking forward to reading your book, and just looking forward to seeing all the things that you do because you are very dynamic, and I truly love following you on Instagram actually as well. How can listeners reach out to you? How can they connect with you? Where can they follow you?
I love Instagram. I check my DMs more than anything else. TikTok's my crazy side, so don't go there for, you're not into the bad words and stuff. And then, and the rap music, but I love the music over there. And then Facebook, you can find me there. Email KeriFHenry@gmail.com. I'm weirdly I do email, I respond to email, but I respond a lot better on Instagram DM because I'm obsessed with social media. I'm on there all the time. So I think that's it.
Well, I cannot wait to see all the things that you're going to be doing in the next few years. I love talking to you, and I loved all the wisdom you shared with us today.
Yay. I'm excited to connect with your listeners too.